Students, in the last section we have discussed about the motion and the state equation. So there we have said the various parameters: speed, velocity, acceleration, etc. Now we'll deal that with the details. Okay, so first, measuring the rate of motion. Rate means whenever we take the something, say according to the time, within the time interval, that is known as the rate. Okay, so the distance traveled by the object in a unit time. Okay, this quantity is known as speed, and the SI unit of speed is meter per second. As we know, the speed is distance over time. Okay, so we know that the speed cannot be always constant. For the uniform motion it will be constant, but for the non-uniform motion it would not be constant. In that case, that means sometimes they are moving fast and sometimes they are moving slow. In that case we will take the average speed. So this is the formula for the average speed. Total distance traveled, that means whatever the distance they have traveled with different speeds, they will take total distance traveled over total time taken. It will still show v is equal to s over t. Mathematically it would be your first equation. Okay, so now this is the speed. Here we need only magnitudes. What would happen when the speed is with the direction also? As we have discussed earlier, that is there are two quantities, vector and a scalar. Speed comes into the scalar quantity, but velocity comes into the vector quantity, and that needs both magnitude as well as direction. So the speed with direction, the quantity that specify magnitude and direction both, is called velocity. Okay, and we have also discussed earlier that is velocity is nothing but the displacement over time. So the speed of an object moving in definite direction is called the velocity. So for the velocity, it may be also for the non-uniform motions, high, low. Here we will not take the summation of all. Here we will take the initial and final for finding the average velocity. So the formula for the average velocity is initial velocity plus final velocity divided by 2. So it is mathematically represented v av is equal to u plus v over 2, where u is the initial velocity and v is the final velocity, and the SI unit of this will be also same, meter per second. Okay, so we have discussed about the average speed and average velocity. Now one more term is the acceleration, that will be required for throughout the finding the equation of motion. Okay, so acceleration is nothing but the rate of change of velocity. As we can see in uniform, there is no rate of change. You can see there is a constant line, but for non-uniform you can say sometimes they are rising, sometimes they are moving with constant, again decreasing, again rising, again at the constant. So this is nature for the non-uniform, and here we will observe the change in velocity. Okay, so whenever the change in velocity will appear, at that point one more physical quantity will appear, and that is known as the acceleration. Okay, so in uniform motion the rate of change of velocity is constant, but the case is not same for non-uniform motion. Here comes another physical quantity, and that is called the acceleration. Okay, so that means we can say the rate of change of velocity. Listen carefully, the rate of change of velocity is known as acceleration. So that means mathematically we can write acceleration is nothing but the change in velocity over time taken. That means it is denoted by the a is equal to v minus u over t. Okay, v minus u over t, and it will see your third equation. Okay, so the SI unit is meter per second square. In the speed and in the velocity we have seen the SI unit is the meter per second, but for the acceleration it is meter per second square. And why this is second square? So we will understand with the help of this formula mathematically. V minus u over t, and v and u have the same SI unit, meter per second. So meter per second over second, as a class 9 student you can simply find this will be meter per second square. Okay, so we have discussed about the speed, velocity and acceleration. These three are the main parameters of finding the equation in the motion. So whenever we will deal with the finding the motions equation, so we have to come across these physical quantities: speed, velocity and acceleration, and as well as also you have to know about the distance, time, etc., displacement. These are the fixed parameters. Okay, so depending upon the distance, displacement and time, we will find the speed, velocity and acceleration. After that we will find the graphical equations, equation of the motion with the help of graphs, and that will be find in the next class. Hope you are started studying, and you will have the book also. If you do not have got the book, just download the PDF from the NCERT official website. Okay, thank you.